Hey guys, today is a gift shave. I received this Palmolive Cream Classic from a fellow shaver. Really happy to have that. He says that it's common in his area. He lives over across the pond, Europe, I believe. And he also sent me that Haven scent sample from Fit Jar, and I really enjoyed sampling that. And I read up a little bit on the description of Haven. Not a lot of reviews out there for it, and so I wasn't able to get a great picture about what it really smelled like. And so I had ordered a hard puck of the other one, Slatteroy, and it smelled like lemon pledge. Now, maybe they don't have lemon pledge over in Norway. Well, no, is it Norway? Yeah, I think it's a Norwegian soap. The krona was is the unit of measure of currency on their website. Um, and so maybe they don't use that type of product, and so to them it doesn't smell like furniture polish over there, but here it definitely does, to me at least. And so I was disappointed because the Fit Jar, the performance was really good, but the scent was a no-go. And but Haven just didn't really sound like it was going to be a good for me. And but I was happy to receive that sample and enjoy that scent very much. So now I know that I can go ahead and pick up a puck of Haven and enjoy that scent, which I'm really happy about. And so the other thing he sent me in that gift was a tube of the Palmolive, just a few bucks over where he is, and very common. And so I'm fortunate to be able to try it out today. Feather is going to be the blade, and this one's been used 8 times, and it's already installed in the razor. And this is the AS-D2 that I've been using lately, a good many times. And I am just going to revisit the magic that is the feather blade in the feather razor. Clearly, the feather blade was made. Switch that. The razor was made for the blade. The blade had already existed, I believe, before that razor came out, and so they just built this to handle. And on my skin as well, it really, really works well. Sharp, but controlled well. And so there's great comfort, but also a nice close shave. And that is that's taking all the different aspects and putting them together in the right balance. And so the question is, this is a premium razor. Stainless steel is the best shave that I can get with it. It's probably with the feather blade. Is that worth keeping the razor around? So we're going to see if the magic is strong enough. All right, I've had an 1800 from Semogue, a little boar brush, soaking for about 10 minutes. So it's not a long soak, and this is going to be its 19th use. I'm trying to do longer soaks since we're young with these boars that I've got in my Boarathon cycle. So I'm going to wet my face, and then I'm going to squeeze out some of the cream. Not going to measure it too bad, and then we'll get moving. Definitely less than 24 hours since my last shave, and so I don't have a lot of growth here, but we're going to shindig. We got something going on tomorrow, and so I know that I'm probably not going to have time to do it in the morning. The Palmolive came in this box. It's just what it looks like, 100 milliliters. And classic, I guess, is maybe they have menthol and other, versions. Let's see, do we have any ingredients? Yeah, let's see if there's anything I notice as nice. Stearic acid, got a little bit of glycerin, some fatty acids. It's got a little bit of scent to it. And nothing else that I recognize too much. All right, now with a lot of creams, an almond-sized amount is typically what you want to go with. And so I'm just going to squeeze out. And I don't mind going just a little bit of more than an almond amount, because this is an inexpensive cream, and why not treat yourself if you can. All right, so my face is wet already, so that's going to help my hairs to start to soften a little bit. I'm going to shake out most of the water that's in this little brush. And as you can see, I don't have to spread it around or anything like that because it's a cream. I'm doing very nicely right away. I've never lathered this before, and so I don't know if it can take a lot of water quickly. I bet there's a nice handful of international viewers out there who have used this product since it's so readily available. Yeah, look at that. Kind of whips out pasty relatively quickly. Get my syringe out so I can start adding water. Now, creams still have some water in them often, and so generally, let's say I have to add 2.5 teaspoons of water to a soap or a croap to make a good lather. It could be half that for a cream. It's just the way it is. So I might have been a little too aggressive, but we'll see, because I put in 1 teaspoon. Kind of a generic scent, almost like old, kind of an old classic scent. I think maybe I don't know for sure, so I'm not going to say. In a way, something in there reminds me of that, like the Aqua Velva Blue type scent. This is looking terrific. Creamy. No real bubbles going on. I mean, none of that micro bubble, high foamy stuff, One of the advantages with creams is the speed of generating your lather, because there's no loading time. Now, most of the time, loading time for me is 20 seconds or 30 seconds, so it's not really a big deal. Sometimes creams are good for travel, because you could even take the cream out of the tube and just kind of apply it directly to your face, and then just take a wet brush to your face, and you're off and running. And that's basically face lathering, because you're generating the whole lather actually on your face, and you have to keep adding water to your brush and all that stuff. It's taking a good bit of water, so that's good. Kind of means a little cream will go a long way. So now we've got 2.5 teaspoons of water in it. Let's see if that is too much. So this is my 1800, and it is the extra grade hair, kind of like the 1438 that I used the other day, that little red tipped handled guy. But this one has much softer bristles, much easier splay than the little guy. So this has the, oh, you know what? This has a mixture. It's got those extra hairs, but it's also got a mixture of the premium hairs in there. And so I'm guessing they were trying to create kind of a hybrid brush with the backbone of the extra, but the softness of those premium grade bristles. This lather looks so nice. Just creamy. I mean, that is a good looking lather. How about that? I don't want to wet it too much, but oh, and it's slick. Got some cushion there. I feel like I'm going to add some more water to that. Well, chances are high that, I mean, this looks like a wonderful lather. So chances are high I'm going to get a nice face feel with it. And I mean, it's around because it works. You know, these little cheap soaps, these cheap creams that are so popular in pharmacies around the world and stuff, you know, I don't think they are going to stick around if they're not all that great, because people, it's just so easy to buy something else. Some people might not like the scent because it does kind of smell like something maybe your grandma used or something like that. Not feminine at all, but just, or maybe you're, you know, like a cleaning product from a bygone era or something like that. This is tons of lather. Tons. I need to keep adding water. It's still... I better be careful though. I don't have, you know, some lathers need to be... Okay, let's add just a little bit more. I believe I'm close. Okay, let's just add this last half teaspoon. So we've got 4 teaspoons of water in it. Let's just try it. There, look at that. Look at that peak right there. Now see, he's holding himself up. Sometimes that's a sign that that needs more water. Oh, look at that. I think that's something to try. It may still need a touch more water, but I think we're really close. Nice, nice. That's just a gorgeous lather. All right, a little water on my face. So thanks Kim for the, that's it, part of his username. So I'm going to assume that's part of his name. Thank you for this look into a common soap used around the world. It feels good. Yep, look at that. It is excessive. I'm going to sprinkle a few drops on the brush there because, as you can see, it is, you know, puffing up and all that. Just a lot of lather. I'm going to have to load more water. All right, here we go. Let's few strokes, a few drops of water, a few strokes, a few drops of water. Tons of available lather here. Look at that, I can just throw that down the sink. Look at all this. Well, you know, by the fact that I had to add so much water, that got me thinking that a little really would go a long way. And sure enough, See, it keeps making more soap the more water I add to the brush, which means that this lather itself is still kind of concentrated. Still got some soap that needs and wants to mix with more water. When you add water and you don't get more soap on your face, then you know that you've kind of mixed it enough and everything's equalized. You've matched the amount of soap that you have with exactly how much water it needs. See, that's still it's still quite thick. This is nuts. Well, that's sometimes the reward you get when you decide to put a lot of cream in your bowl. If it's a concentrated cream like this, then you are going to have to be mixing for a little while. And I'm just going to throw that little clod down because he's just extra. All right, this is still a little too thick, but we've spent a lot of time on working at it. So the good thing is sometimes that's enough time to then allow the soap, even though it might be a little too dry, to kind of protect your skin, mesh, intertwine with that top layer of cells to be able to provide that slickness and protect you. So let's see what happens here. Unshavable area. Oh, that feels so slick. All right. So yeah, sure, some people don't take feather blades to a 9 count like this. But my other feather blade is at 41 uses. I didn't really feel like putting the old guy in this razor. I'd had so many shaves with this razor where it was feeling good, nice and comfy, but giving me a little length on the tips in my trouble spot there. And so I'm wondering if the feather can snap us back into something just a little superior in terms of the end result closeness. I just had a superb rinse. This lather, so slick on my face, creamy, thick. I would not mind at all if I got stranded on some kind of desert island and a tube of this is all I had to shave with. Nice. I mean, the scent may not be exactly what I might want to chase down, but the performance, the feel. And I just added a whole nother teaspoon to this lather, and it still probably could use a bit more. That is nuts. I have never had to add, and when I say had to, I really should say I've never been able to. Let's add a whole nother teaspoon. That's 5, oh man, 5 teaspoons. And, you know, to be honest, since I used so much soap that first pass, then that means I could have put another 1 teaspoon, maybe even 2, if I would have started from the beginning. That is a concentrated shaving cream. Wow. And this is still not overwatered. Look at that. Look at that. I would not mind being stuck with this. That is a nice cream. That beats anything that we have in our American grocery stores, that's for sure. Except maybe Williams. And most of the grocery stores around where I am don't carry Williams anymore. All right, let's see. Oh, I got to do my, did I do my half rinse? I kind of did. Make sure there's no water in the goatee. This is more reasonable. Not quite drowning in lather like I was before. Brush is not super soft. I still feel when I'm in the splay there, I still feel kind of, as you can maybe saw, I put an O-ring at the root of this knot, and I think it's because it was just starting to open a little too much. And I am feeling when the bristles bend over and you're swiping in certain directions, you maybe feel the ridges of the bristles, which are more firm than the tips. I believe that's what I'm feeling. Now we'll just watch this guy as he grows and gets softer. Just see what he turns into. Oh, that is slick. May also be why the smell was so kind of potent when I was mixing up the lather. It's just I had probably used 2 or 3 times as much soap as I needed to. Oh, there's a little nick right there. That's the same one I got on the last shave, so I probably just opened up the wound. Eventually it'll heal. You can still hear the blade, so it's not super smooth, but the blade feel is very minimal. And rinse. All right, load up the brush again. I'm glad I added that water to the bowl here, because it definitely needed it. One of the tip-offs was the actual feel on my face after the first pass. It was a confirmation. It wasn't really a tip-off, because I could tell with all the lather that was being generated that, you know, it was too rich. But I felt a dryness after that first pass. Well, that's what happens when you use sometimes when you use a lather that's too concentrated, because you've got more soap than really needs to be there. So sometimes that can cause dryness and itchiness just by its nature. Like as if you were to let soap kind of dry on your skin without rinsing it away, you know, sometimes that can cause dryness. Oh yeah, look at that guy. He is going. Slickness is very, very nice. Take a little bit of lather right here from here and try to do a little pass, not on the bloody spot, but in my trouble spot. And maybe when I hit that again on the third pass, it will just be even closer cut. Very comfy. All right, final rinse. Did I do 3 passes? I don't know. Face feels great. My cheeks feel like I did 3. Feel like I got a nice, good cut. My neck spot here feels like I did 3. There's a little bit of length on a few hairs, but by and large, it's pretty well cut. A little bit better than average for a lot of the other blades that I've tried in this razor. Yeah, this little guy's bleeding a little bit, but he'll quit. All right. No irritation, am I feeling? And I've got tons of lather left. Why don't I splash a little water right there? Put a little. I've also tried the Palmolive stick, and it gave me a good lather too. It's the hard soap. In the beginning, don't be surprised if you really have to think about your strokes and sit there and try to remember what the best way to do it is. Don't hesitate to do that if that helps you out. Just light touches there so I don't stir up any razor burn, and I think that'll do me. All right, final rinse. And that did get a few more of the hairs, but there's still a few there. So not a perfect shave in terms of cutting as closely as some other razor and blade combos have done. But I wouldn't have a problem, if my collection was obliterated and I just had this razor and that's all I could ever have. I would enjoy it. I would especially, I've got 2 or 3 blades, including the feather here. I think the Nasset did well. The Gillette 7 o'clock black did pretty well, and something else. And then the rest of them did pretty good. If I was maybe a lawyer or something where there was high scrutiny, then it might be a little subpar. I might have to learn to like the against the grain pass. I don't know if I could, but that might be what it takes to get a close shave with this guy. But I'd be happy if I just had this razor. It's a nice piece. I love the look of it, the balance, the manufacturing, the feel of it. It's all just very enjoyable for me. Fits my personal preferences. And it's just that the closeness just isn't quite there with too many blades. And so I think I will move this guy along, but I'm glad I had a chance to shave with it and share it with you guys. All right, let me see what kind of, and I still have lather. I don't know how many passes I did. I don't know if I did 2 with kind of the half or 3 with the half, but I've still got, and this is a wonderful lather, guys. Holy cow. Still, there's like 2 passes in there and 2 or 3 passes up here. So just an excessive amount of lather generated. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Wow. This is just some high quality lather. It really is. It feels great. And as you can see, it's not dissipating. It's got a tiny bit of sheen to it. It's well hydrated. Good stuff. I'm totally surprised that this cream is this good. I kind of, when he told me he was sending it, I was really looking forward to trying it. And when he said that it was an inexpensive cream that is just, available in stores over there, I thought it would be just kind of average, I thought it would be good enough to do the job. I didn't expect it to be this good. So how about that? How about that? All right, well, I'm going to clean up and I'll be back. Yeah, I'm smelling my brush after the shave. This is what this guy looks like after a toweling, a shaking out, and then a toweling. 1800 by Semogue. I think there's a little bit of the floral. Maybe an aquatic, not sure. But it does resemble that kind of that blue type of that genre of blue type scents that are popular in the shaving industry. So it's really not. I kind of talked about it like an old person scent or something, and I guess it is because it's just, I think it's a scent that has been used for a very long time in the shaving world. But I think it almost smells authentic and vintage, you know, for that, probably that same reason. So I'm happy with that. Who knew, guys? This is a performer right here. That lather was good. I didn't know. So yeah, I probably ended up with 4 or 5 extra passes of lather. 5 teaspoons of water used, and I really probably could have, since the first pass was kind of shafted a little bit, I probably could have used 6 or 7 teaspoons. Well, thank you, Kim, for such a wonderful shave and such a surprise at discovering a high-performing but mass-produced cream. Wow. And we're several minutes out of the shave right now, and my face feels good. It doesn't feel dry or anything like that. Let's see what we have down below for post-shave. So I tried the Aqua Velva Blue many months ago, and it just kind of, I didn't really like the way it smelled. I liked it a little bit, but not when it was really on me as an aftershave. But in the barbershop realm, we have Seville from Barrister and Mann, and I do like it quite a bit. So let's, since he is made in the tradition of barbershops, with many of those traditional barbershop smells, let's use him. A little bit of stinging in a few places. Oh, that's a good scent. I like that. Yeah. And the sting's gone. Face feels great. Got a thing with the family tomorrow, so we'll be enjoying that. I don't like this brush, this 1800, quite as much as some of the others. But as always, there's a little bit of growing to do with it. Tips to split, things like that. Maybe I put another O-ring on it to focus the bristles. But boars do change quite a bit over time, and so it can definitely be a different brush in another 30 uses. So we'll just wait around and see what happens. All right, hey, well, this is Sugar Daddy Shaves. I thank you for joining me during this shave. I really hope that there's been something good here for you. You take care. Good night.